You know what it is. Act accordingly, hit the like button. Greetings and salutations, gamers. It is I, Jimmy, and for your entertainment today, I have my honest thoughts, my final review on Black Ops 6 Open Beta Week 2. I'm going to go over the pros, the cons, the likes, the dislikes of what I noticed from week 1 to week 2. But if you're watching this video and you like this type of commentary, then like the video. Consider subscribing to the channel so you stay up on the newest entertainment. And share amongst your Call of Duty friends. Now let's get into it. What are the pros? What are the cons? What did I like? What I didn't like? Well, one thing that I like is the return of the wild card. Yes. The wild card is just as clutch as the CHF barrel attachment. And if you played the beta, you know what I'm talking about. The ability to put 8 attachments on a gun is clutch. It feels good. The gun doesn't feel like I have a 120-pound dumbbell in my hand. And I'm able to use the omni movement and flow and find my groove and start pooping on these kids. You heard? What I also like, what you barely notice if you don't slow down, is that lean out effect. You have the ability now behind cover to slightly lean out without actually activating the mount feature. You could just barely peek out, see who's coming around the corner, put 3 in their head, keep it moving. Another thing I liked this week was how innovative this Call of Duty is. I see the vision of the devs when I play this game and I get fully immersed in the map, into whatever game mode we're playing. Like this game here on Rewind, I am like trying my best to check all my corners. I'm trying not to let anybody get behind me and hold me hostage. Like, this is just a different Call of Duty, and it's not gonna be for everybody, and that's okay, because I've been that guy that Call of Duty that particular year wasn't for. But I like what I see so far. Keep in mind, we don't have access to all the guns, all the kill streaks in this game. So when we get chopper gunners and whatever else that they plan on putting in as a kill streak, it's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be real hectic. Another thing I liked about the beta was the way they changed the movement. Now, when I first got on for week 2 that Friday night, it felt really sluggish. It's like the more I clicked the analog to activate tag sprint, the slower I ran. I've heard exclusive Ace talk about he had this same problem as well, but I didn't notice it in week 1. But I did notice it in week 2. And it seems like at first they're trying to make you slower, but if you pay attention to your operator's movements, you will realize most of the time you're in tag sprint. We're so used to tag sprint being the gun held straight up in the air like on MW2 and 3. That's not always the case with this game. You have to watch your hands. If your hands start moving faster than they were when you first started running, your tag sprint is activated. Same thing when moving left to right. It takes a while to pick up on the cues from your operator that tag sprint is engaged. We're just so used to the gun being stuck straight up in the air, we think it's not happening. And I really like the way you can create a weapon. You can put your attachments on the weapon, and you can swap that whole homemade blueprint out from loadout space 1 to loadout space 8. You can move your whole blueprint without selecting the gun, selecting the attachments. I think that was a really nice change. The sleeper agent. field upgrade is new to the Call of Duty series, and if you didn't play the beta and you missed it, the Sleeper Agent is a field upgrade. Once activated, you look like the enemy team. You become an op, and now you can go amongst them and go on a killing spree. And for every player on the opposing team you eliminate, you earn 3 extra seconds onto that fill upgrade, either till it fully runs out or somebody kills you. I thought this was going to be really OP. I thought this was going to really ruin my gaming experience. It did not. And I really like the little music they play when you kill the sleeper agent or the sleeper agent eliminates you. I also think it's a really sweet touch that they added when the sleeper agent kills a person on your team. You look in the kill feed, their name is redacted, so you still don't even know who the sleeper agent is. I think that's a nice little touch to the sleeper agent field upgrade. Now, let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about the things that I didn't like. And let's start it off. So what I really don't like about Black Ops 6 is the same thing I don't like about every single Call of Duty that I have played. And that is the fact that you can put together a weapon and it just kicks butt, right? You just mollywhopping everybody you come in contact with. And then the very next game, you haven't changed a thing and the gun is nerfed in real time. I hate this. It's like the game is trying to tell you, okay, you've had way too much fun with that gun. I want you to pick another gun to play with. What if I'm on the grind for camos? Huh? I plan on unlocking Dark Matter this year. Do you see my dilemma? If I'm on a camo grind and my gun, the game all of a sudden decides to nerf my gun, that makes my grind even that much more difficult to know that I'm gonna sink 6, maybe even 7 shots into somebody and they still win the gunfight. That is not cool. That's not cool at all. I don't like that at all. Another thing I didn't like were the spawns. I think Call of Duty, if not last year, the year before, just celebrated 20 years. They just had their 20th anniversary. How do you make something for over 2 decades and you still can't get spawns right? I can't work in a restaurant and every time steak and shrimp is ordered, I burn the steak and the shrimp. I'm not gonna last 20 years. I'd be lucky if I last 20 days. You see what I'm saying? There are people just standing in the spawn on the map Babylon, just waiting for us to appear so they can send us right back to the shadow realm. Make it make sense. Another thing that I didn't like was the connection. Jesus Christ. High ping, lag, latency issues. Makes no sense. You start a gunfight and you're frozen. When the screen unfreezes, you're laying on the pavement trying to figure out what in the heck just happened. I can't stand that, bro. And the last thing that I didn't like was Omni movement has some bugs in it, needs to be tweaked. I was trying to duck behind a car to get out of line of fire and actually landed on the car, or I landed on the coffee table, or on the sofa, or on the couch. And that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to get out of the line of fire. But if you found this video delicious and nutritious and part of a balanced breakfast, and also recommended for a 2,000 calorie diet, then make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more of Jimmy's Entertainment. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.